I'm going to tell you the 5 ways that you can make 6 figures on YouTube your first year. The problem is, you're not going to like it. I currently have 2 YouTube channels. I'm working on 3 for a 5th YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel that I ever started is called The Cheap Audio Man. I went over 100,000 subscribers in about the first year. And the first year I made over $100,000. My second YouTube channel, which I do not work on very much, is called The Cheap Watchman. Right now I have 17,000 subscribers on The Cheap Watchman. I have 217,000 subscribers on The Cheap Audio Man, and that gets between 1.2 million to, I don't know, 1.7 million views a month, which is way more than one needs to be able to make 6 figures. I've talked to dozens of aspiring YouTubers, and fundamentally I give them all the same advice. And a lot of the times when I actually start to give them advice, it's not really advice. I just tell them what I did. Most of the times there's a little bit of pushback, and you'll probably figure out why here in a little bit. First secret to YouTube is knowing yourself. What do you like? What are your life experiences? What do you love doing when you're not working? What have you been interested in since you were a kid? I got my first Walkman when I was 6 years old, and I was obsessed with music and anything that made music go into my ears. I'm 45 years old, which is another thing. I quit my 6-figure-a-year job, over 6 figures a year, not 7 figures, but 6 figures, to start YouTube at 45 years old. Most people would probably think that was a dumb decision. It turned out to be a life-changing decision, and something that just humbles me to this day to think that I get to make videos for millions of people to watch, and I get paid to do so. The second thing you need to figure out about yourself is you need to get pretty specific. If you like golf, if you're obsessed about golf equipment, if you're obsessed about golf courses, then chances are you probably should have a YouTube channel about golf clubs or golf courses. I know, crazy, isn't it? You also have to think about everything that's led up to this point in your life. What have you learned? What do you get paid to do? Can that translate over to YouTube? Because I see some channels suggesting, oh, well, the best paying YouTube niche is finance. So if you want to make the most money on YouTube, start a finance channel. If you're into sewing and you know everything about a sewing machine, maybe you should have a sewing machine channel. You can talk about needles, you can talk about bobbins, you can talk about all sorts of things related to sewing machines. Make the videos that you wish existed when you first got on YouTube to learn about sewing machines. What do you watch on YouTube? What are your favorite channels? If those favorite channels all kind of relate to each other, then that is your niche, topic area on YouTube. And if you're looking at it and you say to yourself, it's just too crowded. There's too many people. I've had dozens of creators ask me, and when I tell them things, they're like, there's too many people in there. No, there's not. You want to know why? Because they're not you. You, my friend, have a specific voice. You, my friend, have different life experiences. And you cannot be any other person. And don't try to emulate or copy somebody else's style. You can maybe borrow from how they make videos or are inspired to make videos, but don't go out thinking that you need to act a certain way when you make videos. Be yourself. By differentiating yourself from the rest of the pack, some people are going to find you, well, either revolting, repugnant, probably not, or love it because you're different. I started my channel, The Cheap Audio Man, because nobody was talking about super affordable audio equipment. I didn't really do that tactically. I did it because that's the only equipment that I could afford at the time. I also wanted to know what the best speaker under $200 was. So guess what I did? I bought a whole bunch of $200 speakers, and then I compared them and I made a video. Still to this day, one of my best performing videos that I've ever made. And that is something we'll discuss later about making videos that people really want to watch. You got to do some research. Okay, so you picked out a niche, you picked out a topic, you picked out kind of a little subsection of YouTube that you want to be a part of. Now you need to do a little homework. Chances are you already watched these channels anyway. Find the channel that has the most subscribers. Actually, find the channel that has the most monthly views. And you can do that by going to socialblade.com and then typing in the title of their channel and then seeing how many views they get a month. That's going to give you an idea of what your market is. If everything was perfect, if you were number one, that's how many people would be watching your videos. They give an estimated revenue number on Social Blade, but that is widely wrong. Usually for me, it's about half of what I make just from AdSense. We'll also talk about diversifying your income stream and having different verticals of income outside of just YouTube. That's later. This is YouTube 101. That's going to be YouTube 401. Maybe 801. Look at what type of thumbnails they have. Look what type of titles they use. Again, you're not going to copy, but you're going to deconstruct, dissect why they're choosing the titles that they are and why they are making the thumbnails that they are. When you make a thumbnail, instantly you should be able to know what the video is about. For me, a thumbnail needs to have about 2 or 3 layers. One is maybe somebody showing emotion. 2, something that makes it obvious what the video is about. And 3, maybe some text. So a lot of my thumbnails are me making silly faces. And you can check out my thumbnails. My thumbnails are not perfect. My titles can sometimes be pretty good. But go over to the Cheap Audio Man or go over to the Cheap Watch Man and take a look at the thumbnails I use and the titles that I use. I'll just give you an example here. Let's say you are a sewing channel. Your first video could be how to use a sewing machine, because guess what? I bet a lot of people out there are searching how to use a sewing machine. Your next video could be 5 mistakes you're making with your sewing machine. 7 things your sewing machine can do that you didn't know. My first year, I went from nothing, 0, to having almost the same views, if not more views, than the #1 creators in my niche. Now, that may not happen, and I'm usually still 1 or 2 as far as the ranking, even though I have a lot less subscribers than they do. That's another thing we'll talk about later. Subscribers really don't matter. More of a vanity number. Makes us creators feel real important. But in the grand scheme of things, you don't get paid on subscribers. You get paid on views. So that's what you should want to get, is views. And by the way, I'm not going to have any fancy graphics or transition screens or anything like that, or putting up lists over here. Why? Because I have about 5 other channels that I'm working on. Those are what get the fancy transitions, and those aren't even that good. Production really doesn't matter. We're going to get to that next. But for now, we are talking about getting as specific as possible initially. Some people call this niching down. If you're kind of all over the place, if you're, hey, I'm into photography, but I'm also into animal husbandry or installing horseshoes on horses. Well, the audience that watches camera reviews or wants to learn about how to use their camera more efficiently, probably not interested in horseshoeing horses. So keep your content similar in nature. And what happens is when you do that and you start to get viewers, the algorithm kind of figures out who would be more likely to watch this video. And I see very small creators recommended to me all the time that have 100 views, have maybe 300 subscribers. So you will get recommended if you are specific about what you're making videos on. And if you think that you're going to be kind of like a day in the life of whoever you are, you could be. You could be very lucky. But the real hard truth is nobody cares who you are yet. They will care who you are when you've put out about 30, 40, 50 videos. You will develop a fan base. People will like you because you are different from other people. But starting something like a travel vlog, very difficult because those videos take a long time to make. We're going to talk about why that's important on the last point. Now, because you're super specific, the next thing you have to do is bring inordinate value to your viewers. Because again, initially, they don't care who you are. They're watching a video as a transaction. They are giving you their time because they want to learn something from you. But if somebody knows how to thread a needle properly on a sewing machine and you give them that information, chances are high that they may come back to your channel to learn something else. When you get enough people watching enough of your videos, they are going to form a relationship with you. And then you can start making videos. Maybe it's not even something they're interested in, but they're going to watch it because of you. I get it in the comments all the time. Man, I'm not interested in turntables or headphones, but I'm still watching your review because I like you. You got to be entertaining though. You can't just be like, this is a cell phone. It has a screen. The latest iOS is blah, blah, blah. You need to be a little bit entertaining too. But don't worry if you aren't, because that comes with time. If you are a professional baker, that first cake they baked, guarantee it was not nearly as good as that 1,000th cake they baked. Production is absolutely meaningless. Now, I have a softbox off to my left at 45 degrees. I have a $2,500 camera that you're watching me on with, I don't know, $1,000 lens. I have a decent microphone up here. I have a fancy podcasting microphone for my live streams. I have stuff now, but I didn't start with stuff. I started with this, and there are very successful creators that only use this. Half the time, they don't even use external microphones. One of the biggest guys in my space one of the biggest guys in my topic area still uses either a cell phone or an iPhone or an iPad to film all his stuff, and he crushes it. So don't feel like you need fancy equipment. Don't worry about the fancy equipment. These are things that you worry about later. These are things that you only get when you finally need to get them. Don't worry about your logo. Don't worry about your transition screen or your intro screen. Don't worry about all of that. I went a year and I still don't have a logo. Worry about your content. Worry about coming up with video ideas. Worry about titles. Worry about thumbnails. All the rest of this stuff will take care of itself if you do the next thing. And this is the one that separates most of the creators. Probably 98% of creators are eliminated because they aren't willing to work for it. If you want to be successful on YouTube, even if you just want to make a couple $1,000s a month, but if you want to have a career out of YouTube, you need to work harder than you've ever worked before. And you need to outwork the other people in your niche. There are some channels out there that say, yeah, you don't have to put out a ton of content. But if you're putting out a ton of content that adds value, that gives the customer, your viewer, something, you will succeed. I'm working with a friend on a channel and I told him, you're 100 videos away from making thousands of dollars a month. That kind of resonated with him because he was kind of scared. He's like, let's put out a video a week. And right now, logistically, we kind of have to only put out a video a week. But the goal is to start putting out 2 videos. I want 3 videos a week from it because 3, I wouldn't say is the magic number, but with 1 video a week, you'll grow very slowly until one of your videos pops on the algorithm. 2 videos a week, you'll grow a little bit faster, but you're doubling your chances of getting a video to pop on the algorithm. 3 videos a week, you're tripling your chances. Regardless of what some channels claim, nobody knows exactly how the algorithm works. I have a weird live stream from a year and a half ago about an Amazon Prime Day that's past. It's over a year old. And that video continues to get promoted and continues to get views. And I have no idea why, because I don't think that information is remotely useful. My point is, I don't know, and I've been doing this for 3 years and doing it for a living. You certainly don't know how the algorithm works. And anybody that claims they know how the algorithm works probably really doesn't. So by putting out a lot of content, you increase your chances of getting that one video to pop. And once that one video pops, everything changes. Now, your videos aren't all of a sudden going to be all perfect and all hitting those same numbers, but it's going to raise the baseline of views that you get every day. And when you get enough videos to pop, you will get a foundational level of views that will start to make money after you're monetized, of course. And in some other videos, we're going to talk about how to make money even when you're not monetized. My first year of doing YouTube, I didn't watch any television. I didn't watch any movies. I was working about 14 to 16 hours a day because I was working my regular job, which I was making 6 figures at. So at 45, I quit a very good job to do YouTube full time because I knew that it was fundamentally irresponsible of me not to pursue a career on YouTube because I saw the opportunity that it could provide for my family financially, and also my joy when it comes to a job. But we don't want to make you a job. We want to make you a career that you are in charge of. There's a lot of other channels out there that really just concentrate on how to be successful on YouTube. And in essence, this is a channel that's going to be dedicated about how to navigate YouTube. I'm going to make videos that I wish I would have seen when I was first starting out. No BS in my videos. I'm just going to share my experience. You can kind of take it or you can kind of leave it. But I have used this technique on the other channels that I've started. And if I just had enough time, the same things would probably be happening on my other channels as they are on Cheap Audio Man. So don't be intimidated because anybody can do it. Your first video, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be intimidated, but when you do 100 videos, it gets way easier. When you do 20 videos, it gets easier. Every time, this is what you should really consider your first 50 videos to be, is practice. You may get lucky, one of those videos may pop, but you're not just making videos to make money. You're making videos to get better at making videos so then you can make more money and enjoy your life a little bit more. Be able to take the kids to school, be able to get a haircut whenever you want to. But most importantly, bring value to your viewers. If you're wanting to start a channel and it's not in the front of your brain or even in your mission statement about how to help other people, you won't be successful. If you help enough people, guaranteed you're going to be successful. That's all you have to do. Help others through entertaining and informing. In later videos, we'll talk about how to maximize your different kind of money streams. But I just wanted to kind of do a quick overview, the things that I've thought about and the things that I've shared with other creators when they've asked me how to succeed at YouTube. So if you made it this far, please like this video and subscribe. You could be my first subscriber. Probably going to set up a Patreon, probably going to do some one-on-ones. But this is also going to be fun to see how quickly I can grow this channel because of what I've learned with my other channels. So don't be intimidated. Turn that cell phone around. Write some things, some homework. Write 30 video ideas tonight, this morning, whenever you're watching this. Grab a pen and paper or your computer, 30 video ideas that you can come up with. If you can't come up with 30 ideas, maybe YouTube's not for you. But if you put some thought into it, you can come up with 30 videos. Then the next day, you're going to come up with 30 more videos, which will give you enough videos for a year. Ideally, you're going to come up with 104 video ideas so that you can put out 2 videos a week. So thank you so much for watching. I am Randy, and this is my guide to succeed on YouTube.